Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for joining me once again. You are always most welcome. Well, today, hot off the injection moulding press in the Ukraine, from Litaki, our good friend Oleg over there, who's on the Dnipro River. I won't go into too many details because he's in an area that kind of worries me a little bit, but we're hoping that things are going to improve soon. But yes, the amazing another company like ICM who keeps on producing kits, and you're thinking, how do they do it? You know, so he's got now. The only thing that puzzles me about this is the J-22. That's the two-seater ground attack aircraft that was developed by Serbia, or Yugoslavia, then Serbia. So it's the multi-role version of the Orao. Now I've got two kits here. I think we're just going to do one review and have a quick look at both of them. So what it's got glide bombs. It's got ground attack weapons, glide bombs, and some ground attack rockets from the look of it. Now we have seen these two kits before, which is why I thought we'd sort of do a simple, perhaps a slightly shorter and simplified review. I do wonder about, I mean, the quality of these Litaki kits, as you're going to see, fantastic, and it includes some 3D resin, so quite impressive kits. I just wonder why he's got this thing about, I should ask him really, about the actual subject matter, because outside of sort of Serbia, I'm not sure, maybe one or two countries they've exported them to, I'm not sure it's going to be that huge a seller, but we shall see. Anyway, let's have a look at what we've got. So, kit number 72, 72nd scale, 72004. I like the two-seater one better. Let's have a look at what we've got. So we've got some nice bubble wrap and good packaging here, certainly better than some of the other kits I've seen recently. We've got some photo etch and some decals and a mask set, some instructions, and we've got a colour call-out sheet. Oh, and a nice artwork. Look at this. You know, he does a good little package as well, like. I like his product. I just want him to expand into other things. We had the backfire bomb, and that was cool, wasn't it? The Tu-22. So what we've got here, again, it's Serbian Air Force or Serbian Air Force. There's a little bit limited. That's not a criticism of his product. I'm just wanting him to move out into other things because he's got this Serbian thing going on. Don't know if he's from Serbia. Maybe that's the reason. Maybe he's got some connections with Serbia. But they are very interesting little aircraft. It's sort of a cross between a Jaguar and a Gnat, I think. Let's have a look anyway. So we will have a quick look at the old instructions. See what we've got here. And he gives a bit of history again, which I always like. He makes a proper effort. Dear modeller, Litaki is pleased to offer you the new model in 172, the J-22M multi-role Orao, which is a modernised version of the J-22 attack aircraft. It differs significantly from the original model. At your request, we have redesigned the fuselage sectioning. Oh, hang on a minute, I didn't realise that. Redesigned the fuselage sectioning, added new parts and introduced alignment pins in order to ease the assembly process. Now it becomes clearer. We hope you enjoy the new product and have a great time modelling with it. Building the model. Okay. On the back he puts the details of the actual aircraft, which again I think is great. Multi-role strike aircraft, modernised version, blah blah blah. After the upgrade, the two-seat ground attack turned into a multi-role all-weather strike aircraft with a new nose section, digital cockpit and new armament options. Doesn't say when it was updated. I'm thinking around about late 90s, 2000s. Armament options now: air-to-ground missile with a 50kg warhead and a range of 40 kilometres. R60 short-range air-to-air missiles, it's like a sidewinder. R60 MK short-range air-to-air missiles but this time 250kg bombs with ununified gliding and correction module, which we've seen used elsewhere like Ukraine, haven't we? Okay. It has a targeting pod and a jamming pod as well. Okay, very good. Right, let's zoom you in and you can see a bit more of this. Sounds like he's really responded to feedback from the market. Now, I've not built one of his kits yet. In fact, we auctioned it off to raise money for Ukraine, which I thought was a good idea. For the civilian charities in Ukraine, Red Cross, and they're raising money for water deliveries and all sorts, wasn't it? Ukraine aid. So let's have a look. So here we've got basically the construction of your ejector seats. Zoom in a bit more. Here we go. Ejector seats, and there's a little bit of photo etch to be used here because it's got a photo etch fret. It includes the seat belts in photo etch. quite small, it's going to be a little bit fiddly. We've got the rudder pedals. Well, of course, I've recently been flying, so I know all about these things now. I'm an expert. As if less than an hour in a Spitfire, but I'm an expert now. And you've got some decals for the instruments, which is cool. You've got little pedals there, little rudder pedals going in at the back as well. Decals for the side instrument panels, and then building up all your sort of cockpit tub with your basic bulkheads, and then your sort of instrument modules coming in here as well. We've got our afterburner rings here. Afterburner? I don't think it actually has an afterburner, does it? Does it say that? Can't remember. I don't think it's actually an afterburner ring. It's just the back of the engine, I think. And then you've got the twin pipes, which make the engine tubes. You're building up your gear bays, and then your intakes here. I mean, for 72nd scale, it's quite detailed, isn't it? And then we've got these changes. So we've got the fuselage broken down in a different way now. So we've got the fuselage, we've got two sides, and you can see here where he's gone differently. He's got this sort of a section on the top that's separate for the full section, so you don't have a join down the fuselage. Like I was going to say clamshell. What's the word I'm looking for? Like a fillet section. Same underneath. Instead of splitting it, you know, he's got the split on the natural panel line, so he's got an under fuselage, an over fuselage, and the two side panels for the fuselage. And over here you've also got the it's got some pins. It's saying to cut them off right side. Do not cut off if you make a version with the Liitaki fuselage section. Right side, left side. So it's showing you how to make sure they're rightly aligned. Interesting. And then we've got our the jet pipes, and we're putting on our intakes, and then ultimately you've got these almost Jaguar-like wings. I have to say they do remind me of the Jag quite a lot shape-wise. And then the back end is more like a gnat, full-on gnat style. Then we've got our wheels coming together here, wheels and tyres, and the main gear legs themselves. And putting out, it shows how the main gear fits in, which is quite helpful. Which bits fit where, that's very helpful actually, it's very good. And then the right landing gear, same again, all in reverse, shows exactly which plugs go into which holes, so you align it correctly. Then we've got our nose gear. Again, quite a few pieces of PE here, it's a little bit fiddly, I've got to be honest. Quite small pieces these are going to be at 72nd as well. And then you've got your nose, it's like a side, it goes to the side. And then I think it's like a twist and turn system, I think. So it sort of comes out and mounts to one side, but it actually folds in down the centre. Interesting, as you can see. Very similar to sort of a fallen gnat, the main gear is, to be honest. Reminds me of the Red Arrow style from the 70s, closed or open. And you've got closed or open gear doors, of course. Which is on the next page, in fact, showing the positioning of the gear doors. Front, the main nose gear doors, which are split side by side. Then you've got your little pylons. I think I'm zoomed in too much, haven't I? Let's just come back a bit. Then you've got your pylons here going on for your stores. And this is the new type of nose section. So there is a little, like a, I don't know if it's like a flare, sort of like a flare camera or what it is. It's something to do with targeting. I think it's laser targeting basically. It's got a laser designator for the bombs, I suspect. I think it's like a laser guided weapon. And then if you've got the early type nose section, there's this option which doesn't have that underneath. It's just pointed, as you can see. And then on the stores, we've got the It doesn't actually explain what they are. Perhaps in the future he could just put a note on the name of the bomb or the rocket missile. You can see here it's got these pop-out wings, this guided bomb, glide bomb system, which looks very cool, got to say. And then, oh my lord, one of the missiles here has got lots of PE fins. Ooh. This is going to be tricky, this one. It's going to be a bit tricky. That's a lot of small PE parts that you've got to glue on. The trick with these though is whether you can get purchase, because that's something I've had problems with on things like the Sea Harrier. Sometimes they just don't come with enough sort of location, but we shall see, And then we've got some tanks as an option. You've got countermeasures pod, and then you have also got your guns. It's got guns, very similar to, you know, like a tornado or whatever. It's got I don't know if that's a Mauser cannon or what it is. I think it was a French gun if I remember. Was it a Differ? Anyway, and then finally you've got all your weapons options are pointed out here. And you page your money, takes your choice really, and there you go. There's a few extra stencils to go on the weapons, including the glide bombs. Excellent. They give you choice of AK Interactive, MiG, Mystical Raw, Tamiya paints. Yes, we'd like perhaps more than that, but that's not a bad start. That's very good. So that's the instructions, which I note are in a bag, which is a bit better than Italian bin managed to do, isn't it? Let's just see if I can get it back in the bag. That's the real challenge, isn't it? I did, first time. Brilliant, so that's a good start. Then it goes in there like that. Then we've got, and the bag and the book fit in the box beautifully, by the way, sideways, perfect. Then we've got some decals. Gosh, that's tricky to open. We've got decals, and we've got some mask set, and we've got our PE fret. Let's have a look at the PE fret first. I think the mask set is a bit of a moot point, isn't it, really, for the camera, but let's have a look at this. Here's the, oh, it's got a bit of a kink in it. So here's the PE fret. So what you've got here, amongst other things, you've got, this is the top here, that's the top cover of the pivot point for the glide bomb's wings, which are actually just above my finger there, glide bombs. That's the wings, the pop-out wings. You've got some there, and then you've got, are those wings as well? Yeah, so there's two types actually, doesn't it? Yeah, you've got the wings, pop-out wings here. I think those are pop-out wings at the bottom as well. Let's go a bit closer. See what I'm talking about better. There we go. But some very small, these are these fins. I was just, ooh, they look tricky, don't they? Look how tiny they are. Oh my goodness, that's going to be a little bit of a challenge, I think. Anyway, see how you get on. But yeah, it's quite a thin fret as well. It's quite thin PE, so it feels good quality. It's not, you know, like we saw on that Italian kit or Tamiya, which tend to be a bit thick. Okay, then we've got our decals, all Serbian colours of course, but there's a lot, I've said this before I think, an awful lot of stencils for a 72nd scale kit. Some of them are absolutely tiny and I'm not sure I'd put them on. I think they can look a bit weird and a bit out of scale, because at 72nd scale I'm not sure that you'd see them that well in real terms. I'm always a bit cautious about it, but the actual quality of the decals is very nice. Printed by Decograph. That must be a local company, I guess, in the Ukraine. I say guessing. Okay, so that's that. So far so good, all looking very nice. Then we've got the very important parts here. So, these are the 3D printed resin parts. Let's have a look at what we've got. Look at there. Oh, there's some more tiny, even I'm not going to take them out for fear of losing it, but the very tiny fret of PE again. See if we can get that to you a bit closer. There we go. Yeah. Like a PE fret, and there's also like a... Is that a decal on it? Yes, interesting. See what it says in the instructions inside. This might... Best to open the instructions, it might help us out. So what we've got here is some side shielding for your gun sight. Ah, that's what those parts are. They're the side shielding either side of the gun sight glass. Okay, and then you've got basically seats, ejector seats, and some instrumentation clusters. Use cyanoacrylate. Well, I can't use that unfortunately. Well, I'm allergic to it. Let's have a look at what we've got. So, remember this is only 70-second scale. What have we got here? We've got the cockpit tub itself, look. Wow. Okay. Huh? So that's looking forward to the left. That's the front of the aircraft. And that's really quite nice. It really is nice, isn't it? That's that one. And then we have an ejector seat. And another. And this is so extreme, I'm going to have to put on my big glasses, so just talk amongst yourselves for a second. Well, I go for the really serious glasses. I think I'll have the optimizers on as well, because these are small. Oh yeah, and they've got the belts built into them. Oh, so you don't need to worry about that PE. That's a bit confusing then, because he was having you put PE belts on. So I'm guessing you've got either or options here. You've obviously got a plastic option with PE, or you've got these with the belt actually moulded into the seat. Very, very nice those are, to be honest. I'd go with them, just for the fact you're going to save yourself a lot of work. And this is the second seat. Same again. It's got the control stick here just in front. Just here. It's quite hard to spot actually with the fret frame. It's nice because the PE belt, it's not moulded, sort of stuck on like one big lump of plastic. There's actually daylight at the top, especially just before it goes up toward the head box. You've got some daylight there, so that's really good. Then you've got the instrumentation cluster. This is so tiny, isn't it? Instrumentation cluster, which I think is that the pilot's? There's one, there's the other. Yeah, I think that's the pilot's that you're seeing in the screen now, and I think this other one is for the weapons officer navigator, the back seater. Nice though, aren't they? And then we have, I think it's just the, what is that? It's the back of the seats. Yeah, there's two seat backs. It's just the seat backs. And the plating behind the seats, basically. And that's it. That's quite something, isn't it? Those are nice, aren't they? Just a little bit surprised. I had a vision in my mind with him talking about these glide bombs. The glide bombs might be in PE resin, 3D resin as well. But they must be in the plastic. We'll have a look. We will have a look, see. Yeah, the other kit is the sister plane, which is the Super Orao, which is a single-seater fighter version. We'll get to that in a minute. Right, so that goes in there. That's all folds up like that. Interesting stuff, isn't it? It really is. Very interesting stuff. What are we doing wrong here? Do something wrong, sure. Right, that goes in there like that. That goes on the top. That goes in there. Good little box as well. Right then, take that off. I think we'll need that again. I'll keep my bigger glasses on there just for luck. Right, so we've got a slightly different parts layout, which I hadn't appreciated when I first looked at the kit. I have to break the seal because it puts the seal across the back, so there's no way around it, unfortunately. Oh, okay. Clear parts, let's look at those then. Doing a beautiful job with this. This is better than Litaki, isn't it? Protecting the clear parts with a bit of foam. Why can't they have the sense to do that? Great big canopy, that big. And it had no protection at all. It ended up all scuffed on that lovely tornado. It should have been lovely. I wasn't all that enamoured with it, I've got to be honest. But, poor old Neil paid good money for that, and I just don't think it's not good value really. Oh, these are nice. There's a bit of distortion, to be honest, but down at 72nd scale this is going to happen a little bit. I have to say that the rear glass, which is at the top as you're looking at it here, where my finger is at the top, that looks really nice and clear. That's very nice. The pilots, unfortunately, here is not quite as good, I'd say. There's quite a lot of distortion. It's alright on the windscreen, that's not too bad. But this one has got a lot of distortion, that piece, to be honest. Whereas this one doesn't. This one's pretty nice, pretty clear, this one. But, you know, 72nd scale, they're very nice clear parts, really. Beautifully protected. Done a good job with that. Overall, pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. Let's just try and get it back into the... This is the trick, isn't it? Getting things back as they were. Right. The other one's just little tiny lights, so we won't worry about that one, I don't think. So then we've got this new parts breakdown, which, as you can see, so it's quite clever. So it's got the sides of the fuselage all in one piece. Yeah. Then I thought the nose was separate, or is that just the way that they were showing it in the instructions? No, it isn't. I think it's just the way that they were showing it as an illustration. So the whole fuselage side is in one piece, right down to the nose. Got a couple of these bombs, haven't you? These are the glide bombs that have got the position on top for where the wings fit. Again, it's very nicely done plastic. And here, this is the way he's gone super clever now. So he's got the top section, which sits as a completely separate piece, all in one. So you've got no join, no seam to worry about. I like that. And then again underneath, he's done the same thing. Very, very clever. All one piece, avoiding any nasty join lines and seams. And it's you know, the join is on a natural panel line basically. Excellent. And then over here we've got these wings which do remind me of a Jaguar wing quite a bit. Similar shape to the Jag. And he's now got, oh, he's got pins there, but he hasn't got pins on the other side. That's a little bit strange. It's saying he had connector pins. There's not really any there on the wing, is there? There's a hole. Well, the holes are actually for the stores though, aren't they? So that's nothing to do with it, thinking about it. Okay, that's a bit odd. That's slightly strange actually. Anyway, we won't worry about that. We'll zoom back and we'll have a look at these other ancillary parts. But they're nice little kits, these. They sort of got everything you need. Is in the box. The whole lot, complete package. Now, somebody moaned last time and said to me, ooh, they're very expensive. Well, are they though? I mean, we've had this conversation before about, you know, if you're talking about ICM or Airfix, the well-known sort of manufacturers, they don't come with a mask set, do they? Neither do Revell don't come with a mask set. So that's about the best part of 10 quid you've got to spend on masks straight away. So that boosts the price of their product up by £10, but that's not apparent when you're buying it. So when people say that things are expensive, as they did with this Litaki, I'm not sure about that. If you've got to start buying extras for other kits that you think are cheap, they're not cheap, are they? You know, it's all about value, not price, really, isn't it? And then we've just got this one more bag, which has got all the smaller parts, like things like the weapons. It does it really well though. The moulding, it's not overly complicated. It's not overly fussy. It's just well done. You can see there the exit again. Looks awfully Jaguar-like here, doesn't it? Really does. That really reminds me of the Jaguar. That does. And you've actually got several different options for some reason. There's actually another couple of different ones there. Different exits. So you got that one I've just looked at. Or these two different options. Different style. Interesting. Just slightly different shaping. And then you've got your... This is the roof of the gear bay, I think. Front gear. Nose gear. You've got your jet nozzle pipes at the end. It's got quite a few contact points on it, hasn't it? It's got 4 contact points on to clean up. Not ideal there. Mind you, I shouldn't moan too much because it's finding a happy medium, isn't it? We had the Atelieri kits that had not enough contact points on. Consequently, they were dropping off the sprues, some of them, just in transit, you know, before I even handled the kit myself. That was Neil's kit, wasn't it, that one? Tornado I'm talking about. Anyway, right over here, look at the quality of the moulding here in terms of the fine parts. Some really small, almost fiddly, very, very fine parts indeed. There's all sorts there. Actuator arms for your main landing gear. Got the pilot's seat. And then you've got your gun muzzle exits here. And then we have got, yes, our gear legs and our pylons for the stores. And again, lots and lots of fine parts again. Some really nice parts, really. It's a little 72nd scale kit. It's got quite a high part count, actually. That's that one. And then we've got some other different parts here. Again, different exits for the gun muzzle here and here. You've got all the seats. Now these seats I think you probably won't use, will you? You're probably going to use those nice resin ones. Yeah, I think that the seat is a bit basic. Okay, and then last but not least, got your tail planes and tail planes. Are they wingtips as well? No. No, it's the tail planes. Yeah, they have like this counterbalancer on the tail plane. So that's the tail, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. And then here you've got your pipes for your engines, fluted pipes. Yeah, there's some good detail here. So I'm just trying to get my light to get a bit brighter. It's not doing too well there, actually. And then you've got your intakes as well for your trunking for your engines. And that's about it, I guess. Well, it's a nice little kit, isn't it? My only query really about it, the quality is very high. One or two of the contact points I'm not that wild about in terms of where they are. But other than that, the quality is very high. There's no flash here, which is more than we can say for Italeri again. You don't want to knock Italeri too much, but sometimes you look at them and you look at some of these other new manufacturers who are, let's face it, producing kits in the most difficult conditions and doing such a nice job of it. There's no excuse for Italeri, really, is there? No, there isn't. You know, here we've got a new manufacturer that's doing a great job in very, very challenging conditions indeed for them. Doing a beautiful job really. So yeah, I like it. My only question or sort of reservation is the subject matter really, because it's not an aircraft that's so well known. So well known over, in the West, so to speak. It's nice to have something different, and I'm not complaining that we've got something unusual. But I just wonder why he's done another set of these when he did them. He did the two original versions. Perhaps it just means he can use the same tooling. Let's have a look at the second one. So that's the two-seater. Let's have a look at the 72003, which is the single-seater, the Super Orao. Let's see how that differs. We've got another box of goodies, cockpit set. Very similar, I think. And what does it say here? Super attack aircraft. It's got Maverick missile, targeting pod radar. Very similar, actually, to be honest. It's just the single seat version. So it's like they had a midlife update. I think that's what we've got here. I probably won't go into too much detail on this one. It's like a midlife update for the aircraft, and obviously I think what we're going to see is the same, but slightly different weapons and things. In terms of the stores, and other than that, I think a lot of things will be the same. I think that set is the same. In fact, I guess recognise it straight away. So that sprue set is the same as what we've just seen. Pretty sure. This one, any significant changes here? No, it's just a single seat version of it. We'll take a look at this. So, first thing to look at is the canopy cockpit. So here we are, just a single one this time, of course. Just the single one, single seat plane, and yeah, I think the clear parts seem a bit better actually. Doesn't seem quite as distorted as it did on the other, I don't think. It's quite nice. And then we've got the single seat version of the cockpit aperture there, and then going through the same sort of motions here. The same top cover, top cowling we might call it almost, and the same underside pretty much. The top cover, the one difference of course is the top, I say the same, it's a bit longer because of course it's only a single seater, so it goes a bit further forward. But it's nice, isn't it? And then the same wings, they are the same actually. Very interesting indeed. So, didn't look at these, didn't really look at these, but I think it's just one of them. The same again, and it's just one seat, same set, just one seat instead of two. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, fantastic kit, really great package, really nice. Not the cheapest, for 72nd scale perhaps a little expensive, but they are good value because, as I say, you're getting, everything is in this box. You've got masking set there, you've got the P fret there. What's on the P fret? Look at the bombs. You've got glide bombs. It's the same sprue though, I'm sure it's got glide bombs on it. But it's not expensive if you actually take into account the value of what you are getting. Suddenly it becomes more competitive because you don't need to go get an Edward mask set, something else we've all got to go out and buy. We don't need to here. That's provided for you. And it's something I've mentioned to ICM in the past. Not really come back to me with any proposal on that yet. Whether it's something they are looking at for the future. But here we've got Oleg in the same country, and he has got mask sets included. I think it's more kind of more alarming on some of the ICM kits because they've been so good at doing these World War II bombers that have got big glass house cockpits, so they kind of need the mass set more than most. Sort of screaming out for it almost. Bear with me, it's going to be awkward, I can see. Okay, it's gone in okay in the end. So that's going to go in there as well. And that one, those are just the lights. And what have you. So another nice set, got to say, a lovely little set. I'm just a bit puzzled about the subject matter choices, that's all. I just wonder how many of these he's going to sell. Now, I'm not sure what his production run numbers are like. Probably don't need to know that. But if they're not that high, then he's probably not too worried. I think he's probably trying to establish himself with something unusual that people might like to have a go with and see what the quality's like. You know, and they're very confident the quality is very high. He did talk about adding the location pins. I didn't see an awful lot of examples of that. There was none on the wings, but the kits are very interesting, and I like the idea of him giving you this package, not just a basic kit. You then got to go run around like we do with Airfix and ICM and everybody else. Revell, run around getting mass sets and adding resin parts, etc., etc. This is what modelers really want. We want to buy the product and they want everything to be in that box. And with such high quality 3D printing resin, like those seats, etc., it's all there, isn't it? So I'm going to give it 9.5 out of 10. I quite like that. There are one or two things that are slightly puzzling, but overall, a very, very integrated package. You know, everything you need apart from the glue and the paints in the box, basically. So that's what we want. We don't have to go chasing around looking for and then finding out we've got the wrong item and blah blah blah. Just want a kit that is completely unified and it has everything you need. So thank you very much to Oleg. It's 9.5 out of 10 from me. Really enjoyed seeing those. Love to see any more products you're doing. Hopefully some new subject matters, you know. And thank you very much for supplying the samples for me to do the review. Hope you'll give me a thumbs up like I did for Oleg's Litaki models there. And yeah, more to come in the near future. Not far from Telford. It's just round the corner, isn't it? Only a couple of weeks from Telford now as we speak. Hope to bump into lots of you there. And in the meantime, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Any support you can give to the channel at the moment is all very welcome. The channel is struggling a little bit. When I say the channel is struggling, I think many YouTube channels are struggling. There's been an issue with AI running the algorithm, and all sorts of problems has resulted from that. And I see lots of other channels who are suddenly having a drop in numbers of views, mainly because, weirdly, their stuff is not being promoted or offered when it should be, me included. And instead of that, they're promoting. I mean, to me, they're promoting my own videos from like 3-4 weeks ago. What? Makes no sense at all. And I've been over the channels that I subscribe to. I'm offered their videos from 9 years ago. That's many of which I've seen over and over and over. Stupid. So please give us a like, subscribe, ding the notification bell. Make sure you ding the all version. Not personalised, because it's nothing of the kind. It just means YouTube then decide what they think you should see. If you put all, that means all my videos you'll get to see, in theory, because there's been some people that haven't had that either. But anyway, I'm struggling a bit with it. You know, I think that whether they're trying to deliberately pay people less by getting less views for everybody, I do feel it might be the case. Don't know really. Don't understand it. But when you have an interview with the guy from YouTube and he can't explain it himself, we know there's a problem, don't we? Anyway, thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves. Don't forget to buy yourselves a poppy before Remembrance Day, and remember all the veterans. It's not just about British veterans. It's a sign of respect, in my view, to all those who gave their lives for their respective countries. So please do support. You know, there are still people around today who are veterans from various conflicts and need your help. Please support them. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. Take care of yourselves and see you again soon. In the meantime, thanks a lot. Cheers. Bye for now.